Before applying BioRePeel CL3, it's very important for the patient to completely remove her makeup in order to have a uniform surface and no makeup residue. And yet, it's important to proceed with a cleansing and makeup remover to progressively remove any residues that may have remained on the skin before application. This is particularly important to allow a certain effectiveness on the uniform application of BioRePeel CL3 without leading to any alterations or negative effects on the skin itself. Once the cleansing process is complete, it's important to let the product dry so that the skin is as dry as possible. Once the product preparation has been carried out, it's then sucked into a 2 ml syringe to then proceed to its direct application, as in this case on the neck and face area. Normally, the recommended dose to treat this area is normally of 2 ml for the face and 1 ml for the neck. Possibly, it can also be of 1 ml for the décolleté area. This is the BioRePeel CL3 preparation, which is carried out in a preventive manner. Consequently, once the preparation has been carried out, we proceed with the application of microboili on the face in order to allow a very homogeneous distribution. And then with the small microboili that are applied on the area. Normally there is a sequence that can also be used in terms of sequentiality. We usually start from the forehead, then we move on to the cheeks, and finally the chin. Once the microboili are created, the product is then massaged, applied on, and evenly distributed, so as to be sure we have covered the entire area correctly. We then proceed with distributing the product, by also changing the gloves in order to be sure that there are no residues that can alter the distribution of the product in any way.
Alterare in qualche modo la distribuzione del prodotto, si procede quindi alla distribuzione del prodotto stesso.
Consequently, once the product has been distributed, the product can be spread so that it's evenly distributed over the entire surface that we want to treat.
In maniera tale che venga distribuito in maniera uniforme su tutta la superficie che noi vogliamo andare a trattare.
This procedure is done in a delicate, progressive way, so as to be sure of being able to intervene on all the areas we want to treat. And it's eventually reinforced if we want to give either more effectiveness or coverage to particularly delicate areas, such as the nasal region or the eyelids, for example, where the product can be used in maximum safety. Or on the upper lip area, where micro-roughness or the so-called barcode can often be an area where the product has an interesting action. Both in terms of smoothing and biorevitalizing the skin. It's very important to distribute and massage the product correctly to give maximum distribution. And once the massage has been performed and then the product has been distributed properly, it's necessary to wait a few minutes, normally 5.
Bisogna attendere qualche minuto, normalmente variabile fra i 3 e i 5 minuti, per consentire
to allow the product to make its effect so that it can reach its purposes both for exfoliating and revitalizing.
Svolgere ovviamente quelli che sono le sue finalità sia esfolianti che rivitalizzanti.
Once the product has been distributed evenly, it's necessary to check the adhesiveness of the product itself, and, at this point, as you can see, if it is possible to see this effect. With the formulation of these small adhesives which come off the skin to the glove, we wait 5 minutes.
A questo punto si procede alla permanenza del prodotto variabile dai 3 ai 5 minuti.
After that time, it's necessary to remove completely the product with a wet gauze.
In maniera tale da avere la completa rimozione del prodotto stesso.
The removal procedure can be easily carried out with wipes, wads or gauzes soaked in fresh water, so as to give a slight relief despite the fact that the product does not create any discomfort and, most of all, has no effect in terms of timing.
Non crei nessun disagio da un punto di vista del bruciore e soprattutto non abbia nessuna influenza dal punto di vista della tempistica con la quale viene mantenuta.
Because of the unique technical characteristics of this product, the permanence of the product itself has no influence on any potential side effect.
È ininfluente rispetto ai possibili effetti collaterali.
Therefore, it's a 100% safe product, used in its maximum effectiveness. Once the cleaning phase has been completed, as well as the complete removal of the product from the areas that we have decided to treat, it's possible to let the area dry in order to have, even in this case, the maximum possibility of penetration of the post-treatment serum.
La massima possibilità di penetrazione di quello che poi è il siero post-trattamento che viene utilizzato.
A special serum with a double action. On the one hand, a soothing action. On the other hand, a revitalizing action, due to the presence of hyaluronic acid, whose particular molecular weight, in addition to the revitalizing complexes, is particularly useful in fighting skin aging.
Revitalizzanti che sono particolarmente utili nel combattere l'aging cutaneo.
At the end of the treatment, where, as you can see, no signs of treatment are visible due to the lack of erythema, there are no irritations, and therefore this obviously allows the patient to immediately and optimally recover from her social and work life.
Dell'attività sociale e lavorativa della paziente con una compliance quindi ottimale.
To further exploit the revitalizing action that has already been caused by the application of BioRePeel CL3, I normally recommend applying the post-treatment serum. This serum is particularly effective because, first of all, its penetration is already facilitated by the previous application of BioRePeel CL3. Secondly, due to its characteristics. It's a product that contains micronized hyaluronic acid. For this reason, since it has very low molecular weight, its penetration is much easier compared to hyaluronic acids with a high molecular weight, as well as a series of phytocomplexes, including marine caviar. This mix of amino acid substances increases the production of collagen and all dermal proteins that obviously allow a further improvement of skin texture, and, therefore, the result expected from this type of treatment. Normally, the patient is advised to not expose herself to tanning lamps or to the sun in the immediately following hours, as well as avoiding strong heat sources with respect to the treatment performed. As you can see, the treatment is simple and allows you to not only obtain excellent results for the unique and particular biotechnological characteristics of the product, but also to maintain the patient's social relations, which are extremely effective as compared to the maximum effectiveness that can be obtained with this type of product.
A fronte della massima efficacia che è possibile ottenere con questo tipo di prodotto.